This is the Cessna Citation X, the world's fastest super-midsize business jet, as well as one of the longest-range super-midsize jets, and one of the fastest aircraft ever produced, capable of reaching a blistering Mach 0.935 and up to 3,460 nautical miles or 6,400 kilometers. Introduced in 2014 as an upgrade to the already legendary Citation X, the 10 Plus pushed the boundaries of speed and performance, thoroughly updating the classic speedster with new avionics, new cabin features, and an even swifter top speed. When it came time for a refresh of the Citation X, Cessna could have taken the existing airframe and updated the avionics, added winglets, and redesigned the interior, as it did with other Plus models, such as the Sovereign Plus and CJ3 Plus. But engineers were able to unlock more performance when they created the 10 Plus. The result is a longer cabin and better performance, including a maximum operating speed of Mach 0.935. But has it overcome the birth defects that it had inherited from the airplane's first generation, the original Citation X, which hit the market in 1996? Stay with us till the end of the video because here is everything you need to know about the Cessna Citation X Plus. Stepping inside, the aircraft offers quite a spacious cabin, and the extra 15 inches or 38 centimeters of length isn't just a plug added to the 10's fuselage, but is part of an entirely new fuselage, according to Michael Pierce, Textron Aviation Manager of Technical Marketing, and most of the extra room shows up in the forward club section, an additional 8.6 inches or 22 centimeters. The galley and the lab each got an additional 2 inches or 5 centimeters as well. The 10 Plus cabin is 25 feet 2 inches or 7.67 meters long compared with the 23-foot 2-inch or 7.06 meter cabin in the 10, while the width and drop dial height are the same at 5 feet 6 inches or 1.68 meters and 5 feet 8 inches or 1.73 meters respectively. The Citation X Plus typically accommodates between 8 and 12 passengers, depending on the chosen configuration, and the most common layout features a double club arrangement, which includes 4 pairs of facing seats. Alternatively, some configurations may include a combination of club seats, a 3-place divan, and individual seats to meet varying needs for passenger numbers and space utilization. Located at the front of the cabin, the galley is designed to offer functionality and convenience, and it's equipped with a sink, a microwave oven, a coffee maker, ample storage for catering supplies, and a generous workspace for food preparation. The cabin pressurization system maintains a cabin altitude of 7,150 feet at the aircraft's maximum cruising altitude of 51,000 feet. The interior is completely new, from the Clarity cabin management system to the seats. In a first for Cessna, the new seats were designed and built in-house, including qualification to the dynamic seat testing standards. Over a 2-year process, Cessna interior designers and human factors specialists worked with passengers of various sizes, having them sit in seat-shaped foam, measuring and carving the foam to fit, then building a seat frame around the resulting foam shapes. People feel like they're sitting in the seats rather than on them, says Pierce. The seats are canted inward 4 degrees to keep passengers' feet centered on the flat part of the raised floor. Stowable armrests slide into the seat back when not in use, avoiding the problem of bumping into armrests that just fold up but not out of the way. Optional seat features include lumbar adjustments and footrests on rear-facing seats. They are standard on forward-facing seats. In the larger center 4 club section, a stowage drawer for flat items such as laptop computers takes advantage of previously unused space in the raised floor between the seats, and the drawer slides open into the dropped aisle. The table in the forward club section is now wide enough so that 2 people can comfortably crack open their laptops. Rather than traditional round drink holders in the side ledges, designers open those up completely with a rail and anti-skid material so passengers can use that area to hold anything: wallets, phones, tablets, books, and so on. Flip-out arms cradle drinks in the side rail area too. Every seat has powered USB ports and a touchscreen control panel for the Clarity CMS. The panel stays dark until touched, then comes alive with controls for lighting, entertainment, window shades, and environment for the VIP chair only. But this can be moved to any seat position. Passengers can send text messages to any seat using the Clarity controls. The control panel also displays a moving map with flight progress. Buyers can customize the displays on the panels with company logos, photos, passenger names, and so on. This Clarity system is the hardwired version, unlike some of the other Citations such as the M2 and Latitude, which are equipped with wireless versions that don't require the touchscreen panel. The Clarity system is built on a fiber optic backbone developed by Heads Up Technologies. The Blu-ray player can be hooked up to optional surround sound speakers and additional monitors. Passengers can bring their own content, plug their devices into the CMS, and play movies on the bulkhead monitor or music on the cabin speakers. Situated at the rear of the cabin, the lavatory is both spacious and well-appointed. It features a flushing toilet, a vanity with a sink and running water, and ample storage for toiletries. The lavatory is designed with high-quality materials and finishes, providing a clean and comfortable space for passengers. Additionally, it offers a mirrored cabinet and good lighting, adding to the convenience and functionality. And finally, baggage capacity at 104 cubic feet or 2.94 cubic meters is a tad niggardly compared with the competition, which posts numbers ranging from 131 to 155 cubic feet or 3.70 to 4.40 cubic meters. The baggage compartment is also accessible from the exterior, pressurized, and heated. Now, let's step into the cockpit. The Citation X features the Garmin G5000 Avionics suite, an integrated flight deck that includes 3 large high-resolution 14-inch displays arranged in a landscape orientation, providing a wide field of view and ample screen real estate for displaying critical flight information. Flight planning on the G5000 is simple. Just tap the flight planning button on any of the 4 GTC 570 touchscreen controllers, 2 for each pilot, and type in the waypoints. It's easy to add airways and procedures too, including placement of a holding pattern just about anywhere. A neat feature with the new Garmin flight decks is the integration with the automatic pressurization system. Once the destination airport is plugged into the flight plan, the pressurization system automatically selects the destination elevation. The 10 Plus checklist is much simpler thanks to the logical grouping of switches and controls in the new cockpit. The old rotary test is gone, although those systems still need to be tested, and this is done using the touchscreen controller. Starting FDEC engines is such a no-brainer that it's hardly worth mentioning. On the 10 Plus, the APU provides plenty of air for the start, eliminating the 10's dependency on a huffer cart for starting. With external power connected, the batteries automatically go offline, preventing possible overcharge. Most switches, including the APU, are now on the pedestal, and the tilt panel area is much cleaner looking, with many switches now LED push lights. The pedestal extends slightly farther aft, but is also angled downward more, so it looks like it doesn't take up as much space between the seats. 2 air conditioning packs are available, and each can serve the cabin and cockpit, or if one fails, both areas. Simple environmental controls are available on the touchscreens. Speed brake, flaps, and power levers are all redesigned. The speed brakes can be extended at any speed. For landing, when speed drops below VREF plus 15, an audible alert reminds the pilot to retract the speed brakes as the throttles move aft to a specific angle. The cockpit was completely redesigned by the Cessna design team, led by Vice President of Interior Design and Engineering, Cynthia Halsey. The control wheels are new, reflecting the cleaner look and the improved flow for the pilots. As Halsey says, the pilots don't have to reach around anymore and hit a switch panel. It's right there at your fingertips. The stainless accents throughout, the leather wrap on the yoke, it's a driving machine. We wanted the pilot to feel like he was getting in a modern driving machine. And the displays are so beautiful, it was a great canvas to work with. The parking brake is a new design, featuring an electric auxiliary hydraulic pump that allows the brake to be set without having the APU running. Flaps are now marked in 1, 2, and full positions instead of 5, 15, and 30 degrees. In the first position, slats also actuate, and this is available up to 250 KAS or 180 knots for full flaps, the same as in the Legacy Citation X. During engine start, the only move the pilot needs to make is advancing the power lever during the start sequence, then monitoring fuel flow, oil pressure, and temperatures. There is no cutoff gate for the power levers to come over. They just need to be moved slightly from idle position, and the FADETIC introduces fuel at the correct time. The flashing beacons automatically light up during start, one more item the pilot doesn't have to think about, although this feature can be switched off in a G5000 systems page if desired. The carbon brakes are surprisingly smooth, thanks to improved brake metering valves, and the tiller nose wheel steering makes precise turns easy. It is possible, with some twisting contortions, to see the wingtips from the cockpit. There is no need to fine-tune the power setting. The auto throttles take over and smoothly bring the power to maximum, which is bugged on the N1 gauge, allowing the pilot flying to concentrate on flying the airplane and the first officer to call out speeds and monitor performance. The Citation 10 and 10 Plus have hydraulically powered flight controls that allow the airplane designer to fine-tune handling characteristics, which can result in a different feel for the pilot. The Sovereign Plus shares many interface features with the 10 Plus, including the intrinsic flight deck, auto throttles, and system automation. But the Sovereign does not have hydraulic controls, and thus has a much heavier feel on the controls. Garmin's autopilot uses more reliable clutch-free servos, which directly drive the flight control cables that are attached to the hydraulic power control units at the flight control surfaces. The auto throttles are an integrated part of the 10 Plus, so Garmin and Cessna engineers were able to approach the design from a systems perspective. The result is a well-integrated auto thrust system that tames a Citation 10 Plus while extracting maximum performance. For example, the 10 Plus can climb like crazy with a light load and at lower altitudes, and leveling off under those conditions could make passengers float uncomfortably. The G5000 system takes inputs from various sensors in the 10 Plus, adds predictive algorithms, and carves out a parabolic intercept that keeps the load to less than 0.08 G, so passengers hardly notice the level off. The autopilot also incorporates Garmin's electronic stability and protection, which, coupled with the auto throttles, adds envelope protection features. Even with the auto throttles not engaged and the autopilot off, ESP adds an increasing level of force to the flight controls and adds or reduces power to keep the 10 Plus within a safe envelope. Exceeding preset boundaries by, say, banking too steeply will cause the pilot to feel a nudge in the opposite direction, removing some of the excessive bank angle. If the jet slows too much, the auto throttles add power, or they remove power if speed climbs too high, and the autopilot joins in, too, if needed. Cessna also chose Garmin's emergency descent mode feature, which automatically engages if it detects a cabin altitude climbing above 14,000 feet, rapid or slow decompression, turns the airplane 90 degrees away from its course, and descends at VMO to 14,000 feet. The auto throttles drive servos to move the power levers, so pilots can always visualize the power setting. Pilots can override the auto throttles at any time, just by moving the power levers. The 10 Plus has an interesting design feature that is evident when the airplane levels off. The auto throttles move the power back to the cruise setting, and it can take as much as 10 minutes for the speed to settle down. With the speed bug set to a higher number than the airplane can achieve in those conditions, the auto throttle sets climb power to try to reach that speed, and the result is a quicker acceleration to the maximum cruise speed once leveled off. The electrical system now features an essential bus architecture with common grounds in the interior that help eliminate intermittent problems with interior components, Pierce says. The alternators that provided electricity for windshield heat on the legacy Citation 10 now can supply backup power through transformer rectifier units to the emergency bus to keep the PFD and MFD running in case of a dual generator failure. Kevlar hydraulic hoses were replaced with stainless steel and rerouted outside the pressure vessel. Diagnostic information is now available on the G5000 MFD, so technicians don't have to plug in a laptop to download maintenance information. Cessna's Aircraft Recording System, or ARES, is installed, and this basically records everything that goes through a printed circuit board in the airplane to help technicians diagnose problems. In the cockpit, pilots can push an event marker button to store 30 minutes worth of information surrounding an anomaly for later analysis. The new flight deck and modern G5000 avionics shave as much as 150 pounds or 68 kilograms from the empty weight. ADS-B out is standard now, as well as Link 2000 Plus for European operations. One GoGoBiz Internet/Wi-Fi system is standard, Also included are dual Honeywell Laser F6 inertial reference units, RNP 0.3 FMS, TCAS-2 with change 7.1, Class A TAWs, and a single HF radio. Optional avionics include Sirius XM-WX, Garmin Worldwide Weather via Iridium, lightning detection, a second HF radio, and an ICAO Type 1A FDR. An upgrade to the G5000 avionics is Garmin's Surface Watch system, which warns the pilot about issues on the airport surface, such as trying to take off on a taxiway or too short a runway. Now let's talk about the engine, performance specifications, and how it flies. The Cessna Citation X is powered by two Rolls-Royce AE 3007 C2 turbofan engines with a TBO of 6,000 hours, each producing 7,034 pounds of thrust. The aircraft requires 5,250 feet or 1,600 meters of runway to take off at sea level on a standard day. The engines allow a maximum rate of climb per minute of 4,120 feet or 1,255 meters, taking just 15 minutes to climb to FL 400 and a maximum cruising altitude of 51,000 feet or 15,545 meters. The plane has a maximum speed of Mach 0.935 with an estimated average hourly fuel burn of 330 gallons or 1,250 liters, and a full fuel payload of 1,500 pounds or 680 kilograms. And finally, the aircraft has a maximum range of 3,460 nautical miles, which is 3,982 miles or 6,408 kilometers, and a minimum landing distance of 2,820 feet or 860 meters. Now let's talk about prices. The base purchase price for a new Cessna Citation X is $25 million before options, but prices for used models range between $7 million and $13 million, and the charter price is estimated at $6,000 to $10,000 per hour. Naturally, prices will vary depending on availability, fuel prices, ground fees, and more. While the annual fixed cost is estimated at $600,000 to $900,000, the average hourly operating cost is estimated at $3,000 to $5,000. Thank you for staying with us till the end. Here are 2 videos you can watch next. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.